Thank you so much for the introduction. Happy to be here. Today, I'll be commenting on our mental health franchise, but also we have a very extensive and exciting pipeline, near-term revenue generation in the early cancer diagnostic as well. So on the mental health front, one of the major concerns in a mood disorder, specifically with a bipolar, is the diagnosis of this disease that typically takes about 6 to 10 years to appropriately diagnose. The prevalence of the major depression is about 25 million in Canada, in the US, and 10 million with the bipolar alone, and it affects about 2.5% of the population. The economical impact of the misdiagnosis and therapeutics and the lack of productivity exceeds 225 billion. And the current methods are subjective based on the assessments of the questionnaires from the patients with only 50% accuracy. We have a very elegant approach where we actually will receive the blood samples from the ordering physicians. We process the blood sample in our laboratory using advanced genomics, where we extract the DNA, RNA, sequence the genes associated with the diagnosis of the disorder, use a cloud computing, a proprietary AI, where through this cloud computing, a report will be generated and simply sent to the ordering physician. This is clinically validated. It's very fast. It takes only a few days with over 80% accuracy. The market access for bipolar is over $1 billion in both Canada and the US and is very much expanding. In terms of the competition, most of the devices that is being used in the market is quite expensive. It requires a very sophisticated and a trained practitioner to utilize those devices, poor adoption due to the cost and utility of those. And there's only one blood test is been competing with ours with lower accuracy, taking much longer, and only with a limited access in the United States. We have a patent technology on this blood test that across 3 families, about 10 patents filed globally, where we have licensed this for North American rights. We have institutions, about 8 of them top tier, that have adopted, and they're willing to work with us to expand the clinical utility of the test. And we have a very strong key opinion leader engagements. We do also have a pipeline within the mental health beyond the mood disorders, and as I indicated in the early cancer diagnostic. Our team is quite multidisciplinary in both business and financial and scientific. Myself, I have 2 exits to multinationals in the area of biologics, mostly in the therapeutics. I'm joined with our very renowned genomic scientist, Dr. Mo Akbari, that leads the Genomic Center at Women's Hospital in Toronto, and Mark Berkman with Medtronic, and exit there, and 2 very superb board of directors with Amazon Laboratory during COVID time, and IBM Watson, and 3 key opinion leaders and a clinician scientist, ensuring our path in the clinical utility and adoption by major institutions is sound and on track. In terms of our revenue model, we're predominantly targeting the private healthcare, which is employer-based in both Canada and the US. But exciting enough, we're also interacting with biopharmaceutical, where they're developing drugs for mood disorder, and they can significantly benefit from our test, ensuring the correct patients are actually enrolling in the trials and this continuing to monitor post approval of their compound. We expect our revenues to exceed 25 million by year 4 of the launch. And the revenue shown here in this slide does compose our entire pipeline of the mood disorder, the bipolar, cancer genomic, and also the wellness. We're raising $5 million for the product launch. We have no technical or regulatory risk. We're ready to go. This money is for the launch in 2 markets. We have $500,000 from the existing investors. Previously, we have raised $1 million, and we expect our exit to be within a 3-year horizon, most likely with the strategic acquisitions as opposed to IPO, but IPO is also an option. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to see you in the breakout.